Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tyranny. Now, before we continue with the rest of the game, I have a little confession to make. I did play this game last Friday and recorded about 2 hours amount of footage. But when I finished playing and I started to edit the episode, I noticed that the video and audio were not syncing perfectly. I tried to fix that and noticed that there were some small weird cuts here and there in the audio track. It was as if the recording program cut small, like 1-2 second long bits from the audio track, and since there were multiple of them, the desyncing became more and more noticeable and harder to fix. And because fixing it would have taken too long, and I wouldn't have been happy with the video anyway due to the random small cuts here and there, I decided not to make an episode out of it. So that's why this episode comes this late. And so in this episode I'm just going to repeat what I did last Friday, just so you know. Now that that's out of the way, what did we do last time? Well, we got Barrick of the Stone Shield from the disfavored in our party, and then came to the Scarlet Chorus camp. On our way here, we ran into Tidecaster Ebb of the Vengeance Guard and had a little chat with her. Then we explored this camp and a little bit, and that's pretty much it. Now we are going to actually talk to these people, get some quests, and recruit our 4th party member. The last party member we can get in this first act. So, without further ado, let's continue with the rest of the game. So, let's talk to these people first. We can get quests. There's two quests we can get from this place, if I recall correctly. So we can get one of the quests from Deafnell. And the game seems to be freezing still every time when I start a dialogue. Even though I even restarted the computer just for this, but apparently that didn't work. You, as much an accusation as a question, the broad-shouldered woman shakes her head with a scowl. So you are Tunon's Fatebinder. I was expecting something more impressive. She bows in spite of her misgivings. Deafnell, Scarlet Fury. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. The fighter effortlessly spins a bronze sword about in her hand. Let's get one thing clear. Stick to your words and law. Leave the fighting to the grown adults. Your corpse would just be a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. You do realize who I am, right? I am the Queenslayer, goddammit. We have got enough useless twats dying for our name as it is. All our horde recruits seem good for, of late, is piling in a shit-reeking mound on the battlefield. She hums low to herself and flips her sword side to side with several deft flicks of her wrist. Keeps up and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards. Again. Oh, so you actually had standards. I actually thought that the only standards you had for new recruits were that 1, they were alive, and 2, they had all their limbs. Those were the only standards. I thought. But hey, apparently you have higher standards than that. That's good to know. Now, what do you need? You said something about the horde thingy. What we're expecting? Insult me again, and I'll bury that blade in your belly before you can scream. Yeah, this was the option that I think I went last time, and I think I'm going to pick this first as well. I think that I'm going to pick mostly the same dialogue options as I did last time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that if I can remember them all, of course. So we first went with this. Insult me again, and I'll bury that blade in your belly before you can scream. Yeah, we got loyalty with Rose and favor with the Scarlet Chorus. Yeah, they like the how do you say it? Feisty types. She peels a surprised but pleased laugh at your threat, tapping the flat of the blade against her thigh. She cants her neck until it audibly cracks. Maybe there's something more to you Fatebinders after all. And especially me, because like I said, I'm the Queenslayer, goddammit. You said something about the horde thingy? Well, what were you expecting? Let's see. Deafnell counts on her fingers, conducting some mental tally. From your deeds during the conquest to how you have helped us since then. Ah, so you actually do know about my deeds. And because of this favor, she answers favorably, I guess. I expected a mountain. A warrior of colossal size who could shout a rampart wall into submission. That sounds like the Cairn, the Archon of Stone. She smiles. But I think you'll do just fine. Oh, I'll do alright. So, you said something about the horde thinging. Swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and resetting. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as I have been in it. She offers a one-shouldered shrug. Ambivalent. I don't know what this word means. Ambivalent, if anything, but more likely just uncaring. We take our prisoners alive, give them a chance yet to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword like the disfavored do is nothing but a waste. A conquered enemy is but a new ally. It merely requires the proper coercion. Of course we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but they do try. The Vendrian Guard, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn. So I have a better plan hatched. And what that might be? Get to the point, soldier. Brutal, efficient. I like it. Yes, we do like it. And I like that last time too. She tips her head to you, a smile playing at her lips. Had a feeling you would see it my way. I'm thinking we redouble our efforts to recruit settlers, focusing on the unaligned and unsuspecting, instead of flushing ourselves to the gills with Oathbreakers claimed from the battlefield. How exactly do you plan to convince them? A knife point has sufficed well enough in the past, but you have inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day. What do you say, Binder? You might be able to ease them into the idea, and save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. If it means expediting the end to this Mandarin conflict, so be it. Sure, why not? It sounds like a bit of fun. I'm not doing the Scarlet Chorus's dirty work for them. Get your own horde pup to do it. Nah, it sounds like fun. The Fury howls a satisfied laugh and smacks you dead on the back. My methods are sure of fire. You'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. She grins, biting her bottom lip bloodied. I can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. Alright, so we got the first of the two quests of this that we can get from this camp. Or at least I'm quite sure that we can only get 2 quests from this camp at this point. So, since we are going to side with these people in this playthrough, I think it's only appropriate that we learn more about them and how the Scarlet Chorus works. So, what can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? We are the voices of Nerad's glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises and the weak feed the soil. Defnel smiles, standing tall as she extols the army. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law: the strongest must lead. So what is your role in the Scarlet Chorus? Well, we know she's Scarlet Fury, but might as well ask. Defnel frowns, her eyes narrowing. Do you not recognize a Scarlet Fury when you see one? Well, yeah, but I was wondering if you have any other ranks or whatnot. We are the warrior spirit of the chorus, scholars of sword and shift. She holds her arms, puffing out her chest. In peace we train those tough enough to endure our lessons, but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle, it is our duty to slay our foes and inspire the horde with our skill and bravery. Defnel clicks her tongue, looking aside to the others in the camp with an eye roll. We are fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. And lastly, how has the military life treated you so far? Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit where I want, and I kill who I want. Sometimes I even combine pleasures. She winks at you. Oh my. Oh my. My enthusiasm for the work brought me here. A decorated Scarlet Fury veteran, eh? But I'm looking for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. They can be bigger than you. Just make sure they don't hit harder than you. Wise words, sister. And that's everything. Farewell, Defnel. So we got a quest from her, and why is Barrick's this level number here glowing? I think I gave him the talent points, didn't I? Yes, I did, but oh, I forgot to give him attribute points. Alright. So, what did he have again? Attack and ability strength plus 9 interest in defense. Well, since we are supposed to be the main tank, I think it only makes sense that I'll try to make Barrick into a damage dealer of some kind. So I try to look at the stats with that in mind. Bonus health, will defense, ability and spell cooldown. Plus 9% attack and ability strength, plus 9 endurance defense. Well, let's give him a point here. Why not? There. But it's still orange. Well, I don't know. But now, then there is this favorite. Oh, looks like I didn't include everything here. And there are some loot even outside of the camp here. But anyway, so there is this favorite. What did they call them? Envoys or emissaries or whatever is the right term here. So, Siperos. Hail, Fatebound of Tunon, did his favorite officer pounds a heavy gauntlet against his chest in a stiff but warm greeting. Were I a betting or a superstitious man, I would say fortune must favor me today. I am not. Excuse me. Were I a betting... that's a weird way to write it, I guess. But hey, what do I know? But I'm pleased to meet you all the same. Now, what brings you to my little slice of personal damnation, otherwise known as... He spreads his thickly gloved hands wide. This here mud and shit-stinking Coral's camp. Have anything you would like to report, soldier? Maybe you have noticed something unusual during your time here. He cants his head to one side, taken aback. What about the Chorus isn't unusual? The army itself is a strange, malnourished beast. But no, the screamers seem mostly in order, ma'am. And I haven't been spied, if that's what you're implying, ma'am. Still as opposed, he studies you sharply, scarcely appearing to breathe. Of course, even if I was, it would be damn near impossible to learn anything from this shit-sty. Fifth Eye and those damn Furies don't even loop me in enough for me to do my... Furies don't even loop me in enough for me to do my detail. And it's not for lack of trying on my part. What do you mean? Oh, I lost some favor with these guys. That wasn't my intention, really. I'm not just here to keep a steady eye on the Oathbreakers, who they give far too much freedom after conscripting. I'm here to be a resource for the benefit of both armies. I can provide insight regarding proper stratagem and request a stock of troops from Iron Marshal Erenius for reinforcements if needed. But they won't listen to me, nor confide in me. Nor fight beside the brethren I could request. Let's do this again. What if I say this? Right, because you seem so easy to work with. Oh, we got... Oh, I thought that this was going to annoy him a little bit, but I guess not. He guffaws, loud and be amused. Aren't I? Iron Marshal always said I was too soft when it came to incomers on account of me being such a good-natured fellow. And more favor. In fact, you should tell Defnel that. Maybe she'll stop hiding troop movements from me or passing me enemy intelligence she thinks will get me killed. So why are you stationed with the Chorus? From the way most of my days go, you would think I was here to roll with Bloodchanters and Scarlet Furies, but my post is to represent the disfavored interest before Fifth Eye and the Scarlet Choruses for Iron Marshal Erenius. Not that I have gotten to do either in so much as the last span. what do you think of the Scarlet Chorus? They are rapid dogs, the lot of them. Ever seen a screamer racing headlong into battle like a hound chasing a winter hare? I have, and I can tell you more often than not, it's the screamer who ends up skinned and gutted. Leave the campaign to the chaos that's the chorus, and we are doomed. You act like it's a punishment to be assigned to this detail. Isn't it? I know I fucked up to get here. Got 3 days in the hole and a nice little promotion to go with my new post. Well, I won't be making the same mistake twice when it comes to the Iron Marshal. He jots his chin toward the distant valley. I should be out there, fighting for Ash's glory, not standing here ready to run back a report should something ever, finally, fucking happen. What exactly did you do to get up here? Made the grave mistake of suggesting the Iron Marshal wasn't fully utilizing the Scarlet Chorus. Well, here I am, a liaison's officer to a camp of liars and cheat who would sooner cut me than ask for my aid. Guess she showed me. Our lives are at risk, and even then you can't get along with the chorus. Begging your pardon, ma'am, but I have never fought a battle where my life wasn't on the line. He shrugs. Kind of the nature of war, isn't it? Well, fair point, I guess. Farewell. Okay, so that was that. And we are going to deal with these two prisoners later. And then we got Rick and Bass, who are basically trainers who can improve our skill speed. I think Bass could improve your dual wielding skills and stuff, and Rick is more into intelligence and lore and spellcasting and stuff. But let's get to know these two. So yeah, Rick and Bass. Well, look who we have here. Chewing on some manner of cud, a heavy-set soldier flings spittle and crumbs as she talks. The Fatebinder finally shows herself. Okay, there was nothing too interesting here. I'm Reg. The second soldier chimes in, and this is Bass. We were wondering when you might pay the camp a visit. The Fifth Eye has been a little starved for attention. He ordered us to watch you like a troublesome babe. Make sure you don't get out of line. Bass knits her fingers together, joints crackling as she smiles. Reg clears his throat loudly, scowling at Bass. Something like that. If you have questions, ask us. Good luck finding anyone else in camp who will give you answers, or even a smile. So anything we can do for you? Alright, so we could ask about them, and we will, but what else did we have here? Tell me about your time with the Scarlet Chorus. What can you tell me about Fifth Eye? Yeah, what can you tell me about the Fifth Eye? Reg trades an uncomfortable glance with Bass and lowers his voice to a whisper. They say he shares a direct link with the voices of Nerad. Guard your tongue around him. He's a little wild, bloodthirsty, mad. Bass thinks for a moment. Brilliant. Reg flinches and glances over his shoulder. I was going to say eccentric. The chorus isn't picky about who joins the ranks, so you can expect to find some unusual types. Most are as likely to kill you as promote you. Alright, so tell me about yourself, Bass. I was a sellsword at the beck and call of fat merchants. Just another dented face in the crowd. After too many years of spilling blood in local skirmishes, I realized that I was only killing time. Then Cairo showed me a better way. Unity. Purpose. Now I fight for something, not just someone. Been watching the Scarlet Furies, practicing my blade work. Not good enough to join them yet, but I bet I could show you a thing or two. Yes, you can. But we'll check out the training things a bit later. In a moment. So tell me about yourself, Reg. He scratches the back of his head, at a loss of words. I had a family, a farm, then the chorus came and, well, now I have the chorus. Priorities change when you hear screams in the night. and feel a blade pressed to your neck. Things like farms or families don't seem as important. I used to have nightmares thinking about the culling. Felt awful, remembering how I hacked my mom and dad to bits just so I could survive. Jesus Christ, now that's brutal. So, when the Scarlet Chorus conscripts a village, they hold a ceremony known as the culling. Every able-bodied man, woman and child is given a weapon and forced to fight their family and friends to the death. Those who survive are deemed strong enough and free from old ties to join the army of the Voice of Nerad. Oh yeah, so this is actually quite brilliant way to make sure that they stay loyal. Very brutal but brilliant, because not only this is a very good way to test their loyalty, and that how serious they are when they are about to join the chorus, that how seriously they really want to join, and when they kill their friends and family, they don't really have any reason to even try to leave the chorus because they have nowhere to go. And even if there were some friends and family left, I don't think that they would be welcoming them back anymore after what they had done to some of their friends and family. So yeah, very brilliant but brutal way to conscript them. Rex's eyes, shadowed for a moment with sorrow, take on a feverish gleam. The fifth eye heard me howling one night, pulled me out of the horde and took an interest in me. Now I'm studying magic. Culling fire from nothing. If my ma and dad could see me now, they would be so proud. Ah. Well, don't worry, Rek. I don't think that your parents would hate you right now, because after all, if they really loved you, I don't think that your parents would have minded if you killed them in order to survive. If they were really good and loving parents, they would have gladly sacrificed their lives to save yours. In the best case scenario, I certainly hope for Rek's sake that was the case. Tell me about your time in the chorus. Rek and I were conscripted at the Gates of Judgment, so in the first year of the Conquest of the Tears. He used to fight for Akon, me for Asure. Bass chuckles, sketching her chin in thought. How many fights we survived so far? 11. Rek begins to count in series across his fingers. No, 14. I count each day in sunder, separately. The chorus is... Bass looks about the camp and shrugs. Not as bad as it smells. The strong like me and Reg, we are allowed to take what we want, what we deserve. We live only as well as our strength affords us, as it should be. So what do you know about Vendrian's well? The walls might seem imposing, but the Vendrian Guard do a better job of hiding its weaknesses than fixing them. She shrugs. We took the Citadel once before, we can take it again. And yeah, we must take it again, or else we are screwed. We have to, don't we? Yeah, exactly. Rex looks up at the imposing tower of the spire. Though Kairos knows I don't want to stay any longer than necessary. She follows his gaze and shakes her head. You should know better than to parade your cowardice before the Fatebinder. It's not cowardice, it's just superstition. Are you afraid of the spire? Sorry, Fatebinder. I shouldn't have mentioned anything. He sighs. The fact of the matter is, we were told to stay away from spires and old walls ever since we were babes. Of all the dumb childhood lessons that fell by the wayside, that one stayed the same. Imagine a soldier of the chorus pissing himself over architecture. More like what's underneath it. Rek frowns. The Bane lurk around those old sites and kill anything they can catch unawares. I have no wish to meet the Bane in combat unless there are 100 bloodchangers at my back. And those Bane creatures, I think they were some sort of undead spirits, ghost, wraiths, something like that. From what I remember anyway. She twists her lip into a frown as she considers this. Me neither, I suppose. Alright, so Bass, let's see what you can teach me. Let's dance, Binder. Alright, so will you lead? Alright, so she teaches bows, dual wield, and unarmed combat. Nothing what either me or Barrick could really use. But she could teach Verse some dual wielding, so let's do just that. And I was thinking maybe I should teach her to use bows better as well. It certainly wouldn't hurt. Let's just maybe couple to bows. This character has already trained a maximum number of times this level. Alright, so we can only train her more once she levels up, which should be very soon actually. As for Barrick, there's nothing useful for him here. And for us, nothing really. Well, what about you, Rek? Scarlet Chorus Flavor 1. Bass spits a wad of chewed bread into her open palm. These rations are foul. Taste it. Can't tell if it's poison or mold. I heard that our watcher spotted at this favorite scout by the grain stores. You don't think? I feel fine. Maybe it's an herb to slow my mind in battle. Sabotage is a coward's weapon. Maybe it's just gone bad. Seeing you, Rek pockets his ration without taking a bite. Fatebinder. Is there anything we can do for you? Yes, Rek, show me what the fifth eye has been teaching you. We'll make this valley burn. Don't have... How about no? Save those fires for the Avenging Guard. So he can teach how to use magic staff. Although, if I'm not mistaken, magic staff is like the most... one of the least useful and thus worthless stat or skill to have. Because what the magic staff means basically is that it teaches you how to hit with your staff much better. But then again, if you are a mage or wizard or something like that, you don't want to be hitting people with your staff. You want to be using your spells all the time. So that's why improving their magic staff skills is pretty much useless in this game. Subterfuge? Well, that could be nice, but we can't. Yeah, we can teach Verse some subterfuge. Lore. Well, I guess that learning one lore skill doesn't hurt. Yeah, and Barrick is not gonna do anything with this. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. There was no loot here. Oh yeah, there was this, but but it's too high level. We can't open it. The stench of piss and fossil matter emanate from this tent. One clearly not used for rest. Jesus Christ. Why don't they just go and take these tents outside? If they plan to use these as their toilets. Jesus Christ. What about this tent? These threadbare tents show signs of hard use and long-term exposure to the elements, was it? Yeah, to the elements. And then we got Snickler Dacos, who is a merchant. I'm quite sure that... Oh. Ah, look at that. Crimson Spear armor. Fuck yes, that looks cool. Well, let's talk to him a little bit and see... I think we talked to this merchant once before already. Anything else you need? Oh yeah, we did talk to him. Let's see your wares again. He winces a little. It's not much, but let me know if you see anything that piques your interest. Oh yeah, there is some stuff that does pique my interest. Well, I think we could buy this helmet for Verse. Yeah, let's do that. Now, do you have anything I want to sell? Not here. No. Anything else here? No. And we are full on campus supplies. So let's just buy this. Give it to Verse. Now that's badass, but I think I prefer you without a helmet. Okay, so this is heavy armor. Let's see what it looks like at the very least. Well, it does look rather cool. We look like a proper warrior and a gladiator. I like that. But stat-wise, let's see. If we put this on, we get +2 armor, +3 slash and fire armor, +4 crush armor, but our pierce armor is -2, which I don't really mind. Plus, then we lose some recovery and we lose some deflection. 11%. Jesus. So let's see It was deflection here. Yeah. So this is the stat that has a chance to change that has a chance to change the critical hits done to us to hits to graces, and graces to misses. Alright, so and if we put this on, wait, so it was 31%, and if we put this on, oh, wrong key, it's only 20%. Yeah, no, we are gonna keep this, and we can't keep this to Barrick either, because, well, the armor is fused onto his body. So yeah, we can remove his armor until we reach the Bastard's Wound area, which is the expansion, the region that was added in with the expansion. But what about this mace? Well, this does still a nice amount of damage. Might as well give it to you. Alright, that looks nice. And then the last guy, the last named important guy here is Fifth Eye, who I think is the leader of this place. But did we check out this scroll? Yeah, but we don't have the lore requirements. Alright, so Fifth Eye. The Binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with teenagers' timber, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. Well, that's an interesting way to describe someone's voice. I don't think that I want to even try to voice like this guy. He sounds very annoying. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But don't worry, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears. The Crimson Spears are the personal gang of the Voices of Nerad. These top enforcers of the chorus answer only to the Archon of Secrets, and all gang members must follow their orders as if they were the words of the Archon of Secrets himself. In contrast to the poorly equipped mobs they command, the Crimson Spears are armed with fine bronze and rigorous training, and their skills are regularly tested by rivals for their status. In the Scarlet Chorus, even the top gang leaders must be ready to prove their strength if they wish to lead. So, Crimson Spears are the top gang of the entire Scarlet Chorus. Out of all the gangs in the Scarlet Chorus, the Crimson Spears are the top dogs. The personal lapdogs of the Voice of Nerad. The Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, whacking a blood-spattered glove. Now that you have issued this edict and doom us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Hey, may I remind you that due to the incompetence of the Voice of Nerad and Graven Ash and their inability to take over the Vendians well, I had to come here. If it wasn't for the incompetence of these two Archons, I would have needed to come here, you know. So anyway, chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust you are getting your warriors ready for battle. Not here to follow your every order, but we all need to work together to stop this edict. How has the camp responded to the edict? Yeah. How has the soldiers responded to this? With mewling, bawling, the occasional orgy. The occasional orgy. Yeah, I'm really starting to like the Scarlet Chorus even more. So, with mewling, bawling, the occasional orgy, frequent vomitous, shrill, tittering laughter escapes from under his mask. The bloodlust is there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely all perish. I mean, I don't see the disfavored pulling their weight. I trust you are getting your warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The fifth eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley. And unless we deal with this as the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. Remain silent. You have how large a force, and for all these weeks you have let the enemy move freely through the valley? The disfavored think you can't control your horde, and that many are defecting back to the Vendrian Guard. Which one did I pick? I wonder. I didn't pick Remain Silent. You have how large a force, and for all these weeks you have let the enemy move freely through the valley. Let's go with this one. I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pelox's crew consistently evades or kills our own gangs. What about this one? The disfavored think you can't control your horde, and that many are defecting back to the Vendrian Guard. Maybe it's better that I don't mention this. So you need taking out these Oathbreakers? And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. I will speak with the prisoner. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. I don't belong to Archon of Nerat. What's my help worth? All of our lives are on the line here. I don't think that asking for payment is very smart here. Are a few more conscripts going to change anything at this point? Seems wiser to just kill them. I have no time for this. Ah, yes we do. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. Oh, they didn't like that. An unintelligible mother escapes from under the Fifth Eye's mask as his posture stiffens. Well, at least we got some favor with them still. And I'm sure you can drink all manner of cider, but that doesn't mean you will drink every barrel of cider in sight. A boring, insignificant mind is a waste of the Archon's efforts. Well, you did say that this boring and insignificant mind has some very important information about the second Oathbreaker group. So I would really call that one insignificant when she has some very important information like that. But whatever. I have known the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I have often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for Nerat. Well, I will speak with the prisoner, of course we will. I will meet you there. She is waiting by the other prisoners. Okie dokie. So here are the prisoners. And this one is what was the key? Here we go. Varia Kell, and then we got Lantry. And the portrait may have given away, but Lantry is going to be the fourth party member of our group. What did they say? Coyman, let the Fateminder speak with our catch of the day. Very well, Fifth Eye. Alright, so, Varia Kell. Please, someone, I wish to bow before the voices of Nerat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her spoiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing. The prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face. That I wanted a guarantee I would live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Oh, she doesn't just want to join the chorus, she wants to be a captain and everything. Well, sorry, babe, but you don't just become a captain by asking. You earn your place here, dammit. Then I'll talk. Otherwise they'll just kill me once I have opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. Tell me what you know and I can see to your release. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker? Well, yes, indeed, because in case you don't remember, we did invade the Vendrians well, but we managed to negotiate with them and make them surrender. And by negotiating, I mean that I killed their queen, hence my title, the Queen Slayer. So they surrendered, but after 1 or 2 years, they started to rebel, killed Scarlet Chorus and its favorite soldiers in their garrisons, and thus they broke their oath. They broke their oath and the peace treaty, and hence the name Oathbreakers. So why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker? I suppose I have no answer for that. Various eyes fall to the ground and she swallows nervously. When I joined with the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you now felt passion for a foolish cause, one you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voice of Nerad to prove it. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Well, because she doesn't want to die. Because I want to live and I don't need to be the Archon of premonitions, whatever that means, that's a new word, to know that the Younger Realms are gone for good. And in case you don't remember, the Younger Realms, the realms of Azure, Apex, Stalwart and Haven are collectively known as the Younger Realms, and together they represent the major political factions of the tiers. For centuries, the Younger Realms have battled amongst themselves for control of the tiers, with every realm having been at war with each other at some point in memorable history. This lack of unified resistance allowed Kairos' armies to swiftly conquer the tiers. So anyway, where was I? She blinked several times, catching her breath. Kairos is the new strength of the tiers, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. Well, yeah, fair enough. Tell me what you know and I can see to your release. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skivered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints, but no avail. Raise your voice. Start talking now. We could have the voice of Nerad extract what you know from your mind. Nah, we raise our voice. Start talking now. Well, you see, shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you. She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yanked the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the fifth-eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. Oh, so he actually knows how to read. I'm actually surprised. It's nonsense. Just mass of words. Laughter erupts from under the mask. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. Remain silent. I heard her say she would swear fealty to the voice of Nerat. An initiation rite would be in order. Yes. I don't know why the Scarlet Chorus got a bit mad about that. I mean, it's their custom. Seeing as you are an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What then would you propose we do with her? Point to two other prisoners. Let's test her loyalty. Varia, kill this guardsman with something blunt. Send her back to our agent. When the time comes, she will aid us, or we track down her kind. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. She's gonna run away. You are wasting a good slave. Work her until she's broken and feed her to the pigs. Well, that's the second best option, I would say, but I think I'm gonna go with this, like I did last time. Let's test her loyalty. Varia, kill this guardsman with something blunt. Oh, now we got some favor instead. Got some favor in return. Varia looks at the prisoners, wants her allies and closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high above her head and smashes it down on the prisoner's skull. Wincing back a scream as she hoists the stone over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. The bloody rock hits the ground and Varia slumps to her knees in defeat a moment later. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hand on the trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the Scarlet Chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Varia, the Fifth Eye returns to you, his voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it? Well, you would think that you have plenty of slaves. And they disappeared, and no one ever heard from them again. We are no closer to finding the Oathbreakers' position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
And now Lantry comes to the picture. And did you just notice something? The screen didn't freeze when Lantry started to speak. So that's an improvement. Some freezing still has happened, but not as much, or at least I don't think that there's as much as there were in the last episodes. But anyway, the voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varia, an older gentleman with the gills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the school of ink and quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the ribs of the fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Look at the bright side of light. Oh wait, how did that song go? From the what was that movie called? That British comedy about Jesus. Look at the bright side of light. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So, who are you? Let us give him the parchment. Or let's actually check it out ourselves. Read the parchment for yourself. You unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty penmanship. The Tears men speak the canto just like the Northerners, but they have a half-dozen different ways of writing it. This particular script is unknown to you. What a surprise. So, can you read this?
Well, let me see. I can't.
Oh yes, I think the movie's name was Brian something. Brian something. A British comedy. But anyway. You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage. Have you read about the sages? Well, I did read last time on Friday, but anyway, so Sage, one of the longest surviving schools of magic in the Tears. The School of Ink and Quill is a venerable institution devoted to the acquisition and preservation of knowledge. Or so the sages profess. Putting more of their energy toward amassing knowledge than disseminating it, they began their scriptorium in 17 TR, and through a series of incremental expansions, the structure became the Vellum Citadel. Oh yeah, we could have actually gone to Vellum Citadel during the conquest, but decided not to. Only to be known as the Burning Library after Kyros's Edict of Fire, brought ruination in 330 TR. Not all sages know magic, but those that have mastered the guild's traditional spells can employ magic of protection and preservation. It is a poorly kept secret that the sages have gradually acquired a wide array of magic practiced by rival mage guilds over the generations. You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence.
So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
Indeed, you are such a weirdo. A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I have heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. It can't hurt to give him a few hours. Your life depends on you translating this scroll now. Another useless prisoner, just dispose of him. Oh no, Lantry is actually going to be one of the most useful party members in this entire game, as far as I know. Your life depends on your translating this scroll now, old man.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
While sufficiently sober, so you are drunk. Or at least tipsy, if nothing else.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
Like I said, look at the bright side of light. Was it light? I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, so he's basically a little bit tipsy, or at least a bit numb from the alcohol, so he doesn't feel the pain of the torture. Alright, that's smart. It can't hurt to give him a few hours. You read the edict. I don't need to tell you the Sundial is working against us. The hell is Sundial? This Adlet old bag is just trying to stall us. Well, we still got 8 whole days, so I think we are just fine. Untie him, give him a chance to translate. The voice of Nerad will be upset to know you squandered a source of enemy intelligence. He's trying to help, isn't that worth something? Another useless prisoner? No. The voice of Nerad will be upset to know you squandered a source of enemy intelligence. How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Indeed I am. Fine, but I'll be his champion. This one needs to live. Release this prisoner at once. I'm taking him into my custody. We need the prisoner alive. This is a terrible idea. He obviously has useful information, yet you are willing to let him die for sport. As a Fatebinder, it is not my place to tell the chorus how to conduct trials on their own land. Yeah, sure, but our lives are on the line here, so screw that. Fine, but I'll be his champion. This one needs to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
Well, glad you like it, Verse.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Oh hey, even Barrick is rather eager to fight. Good to hear. Isn't it nice how all of your party members are excited to fight? Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us! The sage is unbound from the post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps close to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Horsemen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this worked up to fight the enemy, I venture the war would be over by now. Begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. That's not hundreds of horsemen. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Okay, this fight shouldn't be that hard. They were actually quite easy to beat. Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin.
Mort!
Alright, so no more bullshit, we just go and fight. Alright, so Lantry is our healer, and hence one of the most useful and important party members you can get in this game. Alright, so these three should be taken up pretty easily. I mean they are just like level 1's grunts. Alright, so shield slam that one's face. And if I recall correctly, Verse should be getting a level in this fight. Or at least that's what happened last time on Friday. Now, what did this do again? Already activated. Oh. Fill the target with a surge of greatness, granting them a bonus to might and vitality. So basically make them stronger and give them more health.
Tally!
Oh crap. Heal Verse. He's gonna attack Lantry, isn't she? Oh no, she attacks. What? He's already wounded? Well, goddammit. I don't remember him getting wounded last time. Which means that I'm just doing more terribly now. Okay, one of them is down, that's good. Turn around and focus on this Fury here. What stance did you have again? You had the... You had the aggressive one. Alright, that's fine. Do you have a... I think you have the bow. That's not what I wanted. And yeah, she got a level. Nice. But the Lantry is still hurt. That's annoying. I think I'm have to rest after this before we go out. I'm so annoyed right now because last time when I was here in this fight, I could take these guys down without Lantry getting this badly hurt.
Come back here and die!
Lantry is so screwed. Yeah, I'll give this... What did this do again exactly? Lantry restores the party's weapons and armor to pristine condition, increasing the damage from weapons and protection from armor. Well, that sounds nice. And he's down. Yeah, Lantry is quite easily killed when if the enemies get to him. Let's switch your stance to the... Yeah, give you 20 dodge. This stuff is a bit harder, tougher than I remembered. Alright, the rest should be easy. There we go. And I also noticed something. I remembered that in my first playthrough, when the health was low enough, like this law, for example, like Verse has right now, she got wounded because of that. But I noticed that well, actually, never mind. Lantry got wounded, even though he wasn't knocked down yet, because I think that I noticed in the last 2 episodes or so that the character did not become wounded if she was not knocked down. So I think that maybe they patched that up so that your characters won't get wounded unless they get knocked down. But that doesn't seem to be the case. But hey, I guess we'll see as we play some more. She's not wounded still. Well, it doesn't matter even if she does get wounded. We are gonna rest after this anyway. A shield slam, quickly. There we go, nice. By the righteousness shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. The fifth eye offers a short mocking blow to Lantry. By the custom set forth by the voices of Nerad, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet live to tell the story. The chorus has a rather bloody definition of the word trial. Well, yeah, sure, and we like it that way. That was fun. Your warriors almost put up a good fight, and something tells me that this is going to piss them off. Pit fighter, and this is the option that I picked on Friday, and this is the option we are going to pick today as well. Hold aloft a severed limb for all to see. No, that's brutal. Glare silently. Now we see if this old man was worth the effort. Are you alright? Nah, but we pick the pit fighter thing, and this pit fighter option comes from our pit fighter background. Hold aloft a severed limb for all to see. Yeah, I knew they would like that. Splendid, splendid. The fifth eye claps his bloody gloves as the crowd roars in approval. That's the spirit, Fatebinder. Show the dregs justice wrought from strength. He rubs his hands with a pour audible over the cheer. If only Nerad had claimed you before Tunon did. Alas. I thought I would die to that post. The sage looks down at his rope-worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment. I'm certain I can decipher it. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnedle. So the old sage knows his words after all. I would ask that you travel ahead and see if you can get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley if yours is the face they see. I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. Slow down, introductions would be in order. You're offering to come with me. Why? Something's amiss. There's a lot of fight in you for an old scholar. Now you're offering to join this expedition. Well, he didn't really give. He really didn't give that. He really didn't give that good of an impression in that fight earlier. Now, did he? Although, like I said, he did survive in from the last fight. Oh heck, he's still actually on the ground. I didn't even notice. But anyway, yeah, he didn't get knocked down in on Friday when I last time played this. But well, whatever. How about you just tell me where it is, and how about you tell me where it is? I don't need you tagging along. Oh no, we do need him. He is very important due to his healing spells. So something's amiss. There's a lot of fight in you for an old scholar. Now you're offering to join this expedition. I have met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you. Smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting, but I'm not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you are fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I have no love of them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored won't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long For as long as I have been a sage, I have been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife, just most of it. For centuries we have been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can travel alone as much as I do and not know the bronze dance. So you won't be a parchment way during a fight, good to know. And your little quill dagger just for decoration? Do you think I'm an idiot? Who sent you to kill me? So you won't be a parchment way during a fight, good to know. Oh no, I would like to think I'm worth at least 3 or 4 angry peasants in a fight. Well, yeah, that's better than nothing. Or better than just 1 or 2. And did new dialogue options come here? Swear loyalty to me, and I will let you live. I'll let you leave this place with me. You offering to come with me? Why? Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I would much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I would be a fool to let someone else write your story. So you are also kind of like a journalist in a sense. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course. Even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work to chronicle the days and events needn't keys. And you are a noteworthy player in this whole war. I can't think of another living fate binder that has been twice given the honor of proclamation. Now what did I pick here last time? Swear fealty to me, and I will let you leave this place with me. Fine, if you're so eager, come with me. Splendid, you won't be disappointed. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to Tirpnedal. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Oh wait, no, he's not wounded. Oh, fuck yes, that's nice. So I don't need to rest or anything. And we got a damaged leather shield and a whetstone. Alright, so I think I gave this shield to... I gave it to myself, because this shield, this damaged leather shield, is even better than this fate binder shield that I was given. Damn. It's as if Tunon or Kairos or whoever sent me here wants me killed, and thus they gave me the weakest armor, so weak that even the damaged leather shield is better. But yeah, we are gonna take this one, obviously. What did it give us again? 0.1 second less recover, which is always nice. Plus 19 dodge, Jesus, that's fucking great. And plus 3 endurance. It's actually got a cool looking shield too. I think that's yeah, it's basically a damage disfavored shield. The purple color gave away. Oh wait, you had a hat here. Well, might as well give it to you. Looks dumb as hell though, so I'm gonna hide it. And I was actually thinking here that maybe this might sound weird and maybe illogical, but I think I'm gonna give the Crimson Spear armor to Lantry, even though this is heavy armor. Now you might be thinking that, well, why would I give heavy armor to someone like Lantry, who is supposed to be a backline healer? Well, there's a good reason for that. If I remember correctly, some time ago, I read from somewhere that the enemies of this game, at least on higher difficulties like hard and the Path of the Damned difficulty, the enemies try to focus on the characters who have the least defenses, the least armor. So basically, the enemies are going to ignore my characters like Brehana and Barrick because they have the higher defenses, and so they try to focus on someone like They try to prioritize Lantry, and Verse being the second highest priority target. And the main reason for that is because they have light armor, and thus they have little defenses, and thus they are much easier to take down faster than my tanks. However, if we give them heavy armor, so if we give Lantry heavy armor, we might actually make the enemy think that attacking Lantry is not worth it. He's not the first priority. We must go and target someone who has even weaker defenses. So theoretically, if we give Lantry this heavy armor, they should theoretically try to prioritize and attack Verse instead, which is fine by me. Not ideal, but it's far better if they attack Verse instead of Lantry, because at least Verse got high dodge stats, so she can dodge attacks and stuff, and has light armor leather, and this is light armor cloth. I don't know if there's any real difference between leather and cloth, but whatever. So I think that it's better that they attack Verse instead of Lantry. So yeah, that's my idea. The only big downside of having heavy armor is that, as you can see, we lose +1 recovery, which is basically the attack speed, and also the higher recovery we have, the lower cooldowns our abilities and spells also have. And because these characters don't use mana, they are not restricted by their mana pools or anything. So if we have ridiculously low cooldowns on our abilities, we can spam them all the time. And that is why, if I remember correctly, high recovery is perhaps the most OP stat in this entire game. Because if you can have enough recovery, you can basically spam your abilities constantly. And because of that, heavy armor is also kind of big weakness, because you might have lots of defenses, but you don't have that high recovery, and that's why you can't spam your abilities that much, which of course is very crucial for someone like Lantry, who is supposed to be the healer of our team. So there is that downside, but I could try to negate that weakness by giving him talents and talents that increase his recovery and stuff like that, if he has any. But actually, so that's the idea anyway. But I'm thinking that maybe I don't need to give it to him just yet. Well, I'm gonna give him this armor for now. And if we run into an encounter, well, that is very, very difficult, because the enemies will just go and attack Lantry all the time, and I have very hard time defending him. Then in that case, I might give him this armor, this armor, and see how it goes from there. But for now, we're gonna go with this. Anyway, so we can give him 2 attribute points. So let's see, where is here? Ability and spell cooldown. So this quickness determines how often a character can use their abilities and spells in combat, reducing cooldown durations. So this, I would say, is our biggest priority. There's also spell strength and magic defense, which also makes sense, because spell strength also affects the healing spells, or at least that's my assumption. +4 accuracy and 2 armor deflection. That's not really that important to us. +9% affliction duration, +6 endurance, will, and magic defense, which is nice. And affliction duration also includes buffs that we give to our allies. So the more we have resolve, the longer the buffs last on our allies. That's how I understand it anyway. But I think that we are gonna give him some spell and ability cooldowns. Yeah, let's go with that. And then, Verse. Oh wait, she got a level 2. How could I forget that? So, for Verse, accuracy and armor deflection is nice. Ability and spell cooldown. Yeah, let's give her ability and spell cooldown. And then here, And you may have also noticed that while Verse and Barrick have 2 talent trees, Lantry has 3, which is very interesting. And here, what did I pick? So, Mucking Iron. Verse taunts her foe, enraging them and forcing them to attack her for a brief time. So like I mentioned in, I think it was in the last episode or the episode before that you can build Verse into a tank as well by you basically build her as a monk who instead of taking hits and dealing with them, she dodges them entirely, and that's why she also got this taunt, because it's a perfect tanking ability. Then Know Your Enemy 1. When an enemy strikes Verse, she gains a passive bonus to dodge and parry skill until combat ends. This effect stacks. And does it say +2 parry when damaged and +2 dodge when damaged? Alright. And then we got Killing Spree. After a kill, Verse will strike twice with her attacks for a short time. I think I picked this talent last time. Furious Rush. Verse moves quickly about the battlefield, too quickly for enemies to engage her. Well, that also sounds very nice. But then we have Skirmisher, which buffs her ranged bow abilities. Hobbled Prey. Verse pins the target's feet with an arrow, hobbling them so they move more slowly. Eternal Flame. Launch an arrow drenched in oil and covered flames. Sets foes on fire for much longer than Burning Arrow. Replaces Burning Arrow, which is this ability here. Piercing Arrows. Attacks made with bows gain armor penetration. And Nimble. While only wearing light armor, gain a bonus to dodge. And this is also obviously very good, because she is going to be wearing mostly light armor, and it doesn't specify that it has to be light armor cloth or leather type of armor. So I'm assuming that both leather and cloth will do. But should I pick this again? After a kill, Verse will strike twice with her attacks for a short duration. I actually did also have I also actually did have some other fights in my on Friday when I played this last time, and I had this one encounter that was so fucking almost it was basically impossible, at least for me, to beat them. So with that in mind, I think I should pick more defensive talents after all. Even though I previously said that picking defensive talents at this point is not yet necessary, because this is rather easy, and it is. But that fight was so fucking hard. But on the bright side, it was a random encounter. So it's not something that we need to fight. So let's pick something offensive after all. So I picked this, but should I pick it again? How long is this? Strike 2 times with basic attacks for 15 seconds. Yeah, you know what, let's pick this again. And what's that? Oh yeah, of course we have Lantry still. So here we have Gil, and the Gil tree basically improves his Gil throwing abilities, because one of Lantry's abilities is to throw gills at his opponents, which is very cute. But yeah, of course we are not going to focus on this tree, because we want him to be the healer. And then we have Sage. If you look at the final abilities, what does this do? Recounting of deeds. Lantry orates the party's deeds, inspiring his allies and instilling terror in the hearts of enemies. So I assume that this tree is about buffs and debuffs for the most part. Gain a passive bonus to subterfuge and dodge skills. Oh wait. Lantry strikes his target, interrupting them and lowering their non-physical armor. If used from stealth, this attack will also paralyze the target. Ah, I see. So we could actually build Lantry as a rogue too, if we wanted to. Alright. Interesting. But we are going to focus on the preservation tree here for now, because this tree is about his healing and buff abilities. So we got Greater Renewal. Empowers Lantry's renewal ability, granting an even greater increase to weapon damage and armor. That sounds very good. Then we got Gifted Healer. Improves Control Life skill, which is just a simple healing spell. Improves Control Vigor skill. Oh wait. Oh yeah, these are Vigor and Life. They are different magic types. Oh yeah. So this is about improving these two specific magic types. Alright, and then Arcane Shield grants a bonus to Arcane Armor and Magic Defense, which sounds nice, but I think I pick Greater Renewal. Improves Control Life Skill. Well, I bet that's good, so let's just pick that as well. Alright, have we now done everyone? Just double check it that I have given points to everyone. Yeah, alright, good. Good.
Yes.
But now, I was actually thinking about going and doing this one quest before we end this episode. This quest is very fast, so it shouldn't take that long. But before that, let's pick up this loot. Bronze Javelin, meh. And then there is this loot over here. So we pick that loot and go to that whatever little village or settlement it was. Barrack, don't get stuck. That's embarrassing. So open that and we got some topaz and agate, so crafting materials. Okie dokie. And now we go to the remote settlement and do this quest real fast. This village is far from the major settlements in the valley and has not involved itself in the conflict thus far. It may be possible to recruit some of the residents and add to the Scarlet Chorus's ranks. And here is Triple-Net Wilderness, where I think we are gonna go in the next episode. But first here, 2 hours and 45 minutes, and now it's 15 to 32. Alright. Oh yeah, these are the random encounters that I just mentioned. So I actually ran into one of these encounters in the last time as well, and I fought, and there were 2 patrols there. And I had to fight at least 6 guys, maybe 7 or 8. It couldn't be 8, that's a bit too much. 6 or 7. So I tried to fight them 3 times, and I lost each time because they all went and attacked Lantry immediately, and he fell very fast, so I couldn't beat them. So I think I'm just going to ignore these guys. Now at first I didn't really like the idea of avoiding them, because that's not what my character would do. She would like to fight and kill the Oathbreakers, but at the same time, time is on the essence. We don't exactly have the time to play around with some random Oathbreaker patrols. So let's not waste our time with them. As you make your way along of the wide dirt roads that winds through the forests of Old Apex, the mountains loom up above you every side, and only the mountain spire, jutting skyward from the center of the broken realm, provides a consistent landmark by which to navigate. Cresting a hill, you make out a flash of light on bronze through the trees, accompanied by the movement of several individuals. That much bronze, you realize, must indicate a group of Oathbreakers, and they seem to be just around the next bend on the road. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention that I don't remember having random encounters like this in my first playthrough at all. So these must be the random encounters, the DLC Tales from the Tears added to the game. So approach quietly, approach openly, or let's just avoid them. Yeah, let's not waste our time on them. Deciding to avoid a possible confrontation with the Oathbreaker patrol, you move off the road and into the forest, quietly pushing through the bush and rooting around the occupied bend. The song of insects drones, incessantly, only occasionally punctuated by the rustling of some woodland animal passing by unseen. After about an hour of woodland travel, you break free again onto the dusty road and continue towards your destination. And here we are, and we improved our skills too on our way here. Loot that. What do you have? It's the same. Take all. Alright, this fight should be rather easy, but I want to check that everyone has potions. Yep, everyone has potions, alright. Well, we should be fine, but I think I'm just gonna save at this point, just in case. Okay, now.
Aye.
So. Let's call them out. As you step into the center of the village, you feel as if you are being watched from all angles. The distant patter of feet echo off the walls of this small and seemingly deserted village. I am Fatebinder Brehana. I have come to discuss your conscription into the chorus. Cooperate and you won't die. Say nothing. No need to hide. I have no desire to fight, merely to talk. Show yourselves. The longer you make me wait, the slower I'll make your deaths. Now let's just try to be diplomatic in this case. We want more soldiers. Cooperate and you won't die. The wooden beams on the rooftop to the north creaks under someone's weight. A tree rustles behind you. If you wish to hide in your homes, I'm happy to burn this place to the ground. Remain silent. I have come to offer you redemption with the Scarlet Chorus. I'm doing my best to try and save you all. Feel free to help me with that endeavor. A voice bellows from the rooftop with a cackle. Go home to your overlord. And it's an ambush. Of course it is. Sorry, friend, but you won't believe in here in one piece. We'll send your head back north. I want your folks to see what happens to those who invade our lands. Trouble. And we're gonna fight, of course. So I'm gonna focus on this sage here. He's a mage, basically. So we do that quick. And you might as well throw a kill at this guy. Why not? And not you. Slam him. Now you just attack this one. Oh. What did this do again? Marshberries. These would have actually been great for verse.
You got.
Did you? Yes, you attacked him. Let's give it to Barrick for now.
Not feeling so great.
Oh shit! What the hell is this purple shit?
Well.
What the hell was that purple shit? What did this do again? Develop a powerful overhead attack that reduces target's armor. Well, do that.
I see as the crow flies.
Oh shit! Heal the heal. This did heal both, right? Lantry quickly heals the Fatebinder with a surge of restorative energy. The burst of energy is so incrementing, the Fatebinder is also hastened for lasting duration.
Oh,
actually, let's first run there. Oh, this archer wants Lantry.
Again.
Quickly heal the Fatebinder, and you take a potion at this point. Nice, and then you heal yourself as well. Little trust towards that guy, and wait, you have the... You had the accuracy one? Since when? Well, pick this one. Why did you go there? Attack this one, please.
You will fall before...
Alright, so... heal her. Actually, heal yourself. Verse should kill this guy anyway.
You won't get away that easily!
Okay, Verse is not that hot. He's not doing that hot right now. God damn it. Use a burning arrow on that one for now. Ah, there's the archer. I was wondering where the archer was. Switch to your bow for now and shoot from afar. Ah, she's dead. Good. Sunder this bitch here. Give me some vigor and all that good stuff. Actually, Verse, you come here quickly. That archer is going to attack Verse. I just know it. This guy should die very soon as well. Verse, can you drink? Yes, you can. Alright, and now I feel a bit safer to send you back.
For the Queen!
Actually, combo.
On my command!
Nice. And he's dead as well. Good. Then we just finish her. Now that went well. No one got wounded. Damn, I'm so good. A random freeze. There she comes. Flicking the bronze tip of her blade, a Scarlet Fury strolls into view with a smug smile, even though we can't see the smile because of that helmet, flanked by an entourage of soldiers. That's a new, entirely new word again. Entourage of soldiers. Not bad. I would have piled up this same number of corpses in half the sword strokes, but well, where are my manners? One ought not to criticize help so generously given. She sweeps her arms wide in an exaggerated mocking bow. You have my deepest and sincerest gratitude for cutting those Vendrian piss ants in my place. How can you be so damn pleased? These people are dead. That's several conscripts that won't be joining the chorus. Now you step forward to reveal yourself. You are not a Fury, you are a coward. You are welcome, though I came here to recruit for this chorus. Slaughter wasn't my intention. So how can you be so damn pleased? These people are dead. That's several conscripts that won't be joining the chorus. We already got what we needed. The willing ones. She points to several of the armed fighters at her side. We were hoping a different face might convince the remainder to join us, but alas, we can't win them all, can you? Or can't win them all, can you even? So you put me in harm's way under a false pretense. I could have your head for this. The Oathbreakers were but a warm-up. Step closer so I can knock that grin off your face. Ah, yet I seem to have killed all your would-be conscripts. Apologies. These Oathbreakers were but a warm-up. Step closer so I can knock that grin off your face. Whoa now! The Fury holds up a scarred hand in protest. No need to break any bones over it. If you're freaking pissed, take it up with Death-Knell. It was her plan, not mine. She wets her chapped lips before continuing. Look, then I'll tell everyone how badly you slapped around the Oathbreakers, okay? You did us a real favor, and you deserve to have your glory tooted. And with that she nods curtly and sheathes her blade, bidding an end to the exchange. Alright, so basically Death-Knell and sent us here to kill these guys because she was sure that these guys, Vendrian Guard guys, would have not joined us anyway. So why fight them when you can send someone else to do it for you? We got a bronze sword, alright. A little bit of damage and quite a lot of recovery, that's always nice. Doesn't do anything good on Barrack, and I want to give Lantry as ranged. -8. Oh wait, oh yeah, we are comparing it to her bow. Alright. Back to your swords. Alright, now it's the same.
Hi.
The exact same stats.
Sorry, I can't.
So now we just need to go back to the Scarlet Chorus's camp, and we have completed the quest after we have talked to Death-Knell, of course. Heavy bronze crested helm. Nah, it's terrible on Verse. It's terrible on us, and we can't even give it to Barrack. And it's terrible on Lantry. Well, what a terrible helmet. And that's all the loot. And no, we can't enter these buildings for whatever reason. It actually quite disappointing that we can't actually go inside and loot these houses. It's not like there's any people inside there. Or at least I think that this village is completely abandoned. But anyway, let's go back to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Let's see if you're gonna run into another random encounter. But if we are, then I'm just gonna avoid them like last time. Ah, no. Okay. And we are back here. And now, before we end this episode here, we are going to have a little chat with Defnell here. That bitch, that bitch send us up there to do her dirty work. Not that I'm personally pissed or anything, but my character sure is. Fatebinder, Defnell not in your direction. Now, what do you need? You have got some explaining to do, Fury. I don't appreciate being used, but no, we're just gonna punch her. Because that's what you do in Scarlet Chorus. Even though we got some wrath with them for some reason. In one swift stride, you close the distance between the two of you and land a punch squarely in her stomach. The force of it knocks her back a pace, causing her to take a knee. Yeah, you kneel before me, bitch. She lets out a few coughs before regaining her composure and standing back up. You or any chorus member try anything like that again and I'll put you on a spike myself. Now we have actually received Cleansing Charm and Twisted Iron Sword. The Scarlet Fury nurses her stomach and replies with a strain in her voice. I'll make a note to watch my step around the Fatebinder of Tunon. Just before she walks away, she takes out one of her swords and gives it a once over before tossing it into your hands. Good punch. Well, at least she liked the punch. And that quest is now completed. And before we end this episode here, let's check what we got. So we got Cleansing Charm, immunity to poison. The regions of Stalwart don't arcane amulets as a barrier against competitors who shared their feasting table. More often than not, poison-resistant charms were worn under the clothing as a matter of social tact. Only the very bold or very boorish wore them openly. So I was thinking that maybe... I was thinking about giving it to Lantry, but... yeah, I think that might as well give it to Lantry. Then we got this Twisted Iron Sword. So let's see. Armor penetration, deep DPS increase, that doesn't really matter. Minus accuracy, I don't like that. Yeah, this is worse than what Worse is having. And it's also worse it's also worse than the hammer that Barrick is using. Well, of course we're not gonna give it to Lantry. So you would lose some recovery and some accuracy. Well, yeah, no, this is simply bad. Armor penetration doesn't really do much for Brehana anyway, because she doesn't deal that much damage, and it doesn't do anything if we can even hit our targets. I'm quite sure I gave this to Barrick. I'm quite sure I gave this to Barrick in last time. It looks like shit. No wonder the hammer is better. Are the stats randomized? Well, I don't know, but it's not good. It's not good at all. What a shitty sword. Well, might as well sell all this crap before I end this episode. And in the next episode, we're of course gonna go to... what's it called? Triple Nettle something. Let's see your words real quick, so I can sell all this crap. We can, yeah, sell this. Oh wait, did I? Ah, okay. I was thinking there for a second that did I just have replace this with my current sword? No. Okay, so this will go away. We don't need this. We don't need this either, or this. Everything else seems to be fine. Scarlet Chorus leather armor. Fuck yes, the stats look incredible. Is it the same that what we have? No, it's actually a bit better. Very tempted to buy this, but it's very expensive. Very expensive bronze dagger. Yeah, these all look nice and everything, but yeah, they are a bit too expensive, I think. I'm just gonna save my money for now. Okay, so I'm gonna end this episode here, and in the next episode we are gonna go to... Where is the... Actually, we can check these two. Scarlet Chorus, mostly favor, a little bit of rat. That is favored, hate us a little bit more. But I also like a slightly bit more than the Scarlet Chorus. The Vendrian Guard, they hate our guts. Lantry, loyal. Barrick, mostly fears us. Verse, she's very, very damn loyal. Damn. And Eb, and she's scared of shitless of us. I'm gonna read these later once we actually get her to our party. Graven Ash, he loves us. And the Voice of Nerad, he's not that big of as big of a fan of us, but he doesn't hate our guts. Not yet, anyway. Oh, okay, so the quests. Oh, and I should actually try to make some new spells when I can with Lantry. He got 43 lore skills after all. So anyway, where are the quests? Oh, here. So in the next episode we are gonna do this quest, and we travel to Tripnetal Wilderness and try to capture I forgot the guy's name, but I think his name was Pelox. Some Vendrian Guard captain. So we are gonna try to capture him in the next episode, and possibly after that we are gonna do this, and we go to the Echo Call Crossing. So that's my plan for the next episode. And now let's just hope that the audio track is not screwed up. It's not somehow screwed up, because if it is, then well, I'll be quite pissed, to say the very least. We'll see. But hey, if you're watching this episode on YouTube right now, then it obviously means that the sound and audio and the episode in general came out alright. But now, thank you for watching once again, and see you next time for more Tyranny.